Welcome everyone to the first episode of the podcast Blast. My name's Andrew.
My name's Finn.
And I recommend the movies, he recommends the music, and we'll be talking about Machine Girls, latest...
MG Ultra.
Yeah, MG Ultra. We're going to be talking about that first, and then we'll be talking about Memoir of a Snail later, a film. But before all of that, I want to get your opinion on something that monumental, okay? Are you
Okay.
ready? The Pope just died.
Oh, yeah. I knew you were going to talk about
Well, that's the end of my thoughts.
that.
Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, what do you want me to say? Like, he died during Easter. Like,
I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'm not going to tell you what to say. I'm just
he died one day after the Rizzler's birthday. I just want to put that out there.
Really?
Yeah, Rizzler's birthday is on Easter Sunday. It all makes sense, to be honest.
I heard some rumblings that J.D. Vance visited him on Easter Sunday.
Oh yeah, that happened too. A day before he died.
This is all really strange.
It is.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of that. But so off to the next thing, off to the next topic. Universal Studios,
What about him?
UK. Have you heard?
UK.
It's official. Like for real.
Oh, the theme park.
Yeah, like I know, yes. Like you and I knew it was coming to the UK, but just I think last week, time is going so fast. They have
They said like where?
Oh yeah, they have I always forget.
I bet it's like yeah, that sounds very south,
Yeah,
wherever that is.
Yeah. And you know it's real because the government's letting them do loads of stuff. Universal's changing the trains around the area.
What?
Shit, right? Because the transport
That's
is
cool.
terrible. And even better, concept art. I'm gonna send you it right now. And we can have a look.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, stuff doesn't mean it's like like stuff like this is like not finalized and it isn't really specific, but you can actually gather kind of what they're going for. So
I'm excited.
I have some thoughts on this concept art, but I'll wait for your thoughts first because I've already made my mind up.
I'll just wait for it to come through. Is it on Instagram or Discord?
Discord, just since I'm already on it. Have I already sent it, or do I have to press another button after I press the modify attachment? Yeah, I think I have to press something else. Let's say pick. Boom.
Oh, hello.
There you go. That's I did it. Sorry.
Jarvis Enhance.
Yeah, I'm sorry that's not the most... It's hard to get a really good image of it. I don't know why.
It looks quite small, but I don't know how big that lake is in the middle. It looks pretty big, actually.
Yeah, no, it's huge. Because look at the roller coasters.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
There's like so much space in that like top left right there for something.
Yeah. People are thinking that's like the stage shows. Like, there's a specific one people are mentioning from that Universal do. You know, because like all theme parks have like those like weird like water stages where they do like water stunts.
Maybe.
Yeah. Then there's just loads of stuff here.
This place is gonna get trashed like so much depending on where it is.
How grotty is Bedfordshire? Let's ask Google. How grotty is...
Depends where it is. If it's like near like Devon or something, I think it'd be a bit fine.
I have full confidence that this will be a success. I don't think... I didn't say gritty. The AI overview sucks. Yeah, okay.
I'm noticing there's no like...
I've no idea.
Where's the Super Nintendo World part?
Yeah. See, that's interesting. That Well, I think this concept art hints at stuff, but I don't think it... I think it is literally trying to be the vaguest thing ever. I do, like nothing is confirmed as an area, but you can kind of get stuff. So some people have kind of deduced that. Do you see on the left with that building that looks like a kind of like a U with a roller coaster behind it?
Yeah.
People are saying that that's a Back to the Future ride because it's literally the same layout as that town hall area from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. I wouldn't say it was anything else.
I thought it was that Hulk ride, that Hulk roller coaster.
Yeah, but it's blue. No, I'm talking about the blue.
It looks green from here.
Oh, really? What about that green one up there then? Does it look like two green ones to you? Actually, I get what you mean because
what is that? What is that thing up there?
The up there, like this green.
Oh yeah, it is green.
It goes
Look
over
at
the water slightly. I mean, to be fair, I actually don't blame you because now that I'm looking at it, it is such a low quality image. I don't know why I couldn't find anything. I must have not looked deep enough. Like I don't know why all of them are either cropped, zoomed in to certain places, or like even this one's kind of zoomed in. Like you can't like the bit of the D's cut off, but it doesn't really matter.
I wonder if they'll do horror nights here. They must do, man.
They will. I mean, they'd have to because this is gonna literally trample on every other theme park when it comes out.
Yeah. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where they're two actors running around the park, compared to what they're gonna pull out.
And and they're like Blackpool Pleasure Beach hypes up the werewolf costume, which I got. To
he rides a cool bike though with like speakers on it and shit.
I thought he was in a cage. They must change that. Wow. I don't keep up with the theme park stuff, just because it's like, well, you can't be interested in everything. But it's interesting because we've wanted to go to Universal for the horror nights, and also for the Epic Universe looks so good. Have you seen anything from that?
Epic Universe.
Yeah, that's the one that they've like just finished building, I think, and they're getting like press in. That one's like.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
It's really good. Like it looks incredible. This one looks like.
I think Theme Park Worldwide was.
Oh yeah, it's press.
I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Epic Universe. Is this just open then? That's cool.
It look. I think that one's like perfect theme park. Like I have no like complaints about that one. You know, like section it off to like what 6 worlds from a circle, and like even though like one's based off Fantastic Beasts, which is crap movie, the area looks incredible. That Ministry of Magic bit, like wow. And then the How to Train Your Dragon's an area, Nintendo World's
Oh, cool.
The black and white monster movie is an area. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, you mean
Universe.
The black and white monster movie?
Yeah, so
like Frankenstein and all those people. Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula and that. Old Universal monsters. They've done an area for that. Like in Epic Universe, I have like no qualms, but we're not getting that. We're getting this, which is fine. I get it. I
mean, I'm just happy that we have like one of these in our country now.
It will be literally the most hypest theme park ever. However, I actually do have qualms with this concept art, and I mean with stuff that's like probably definitely going to be concrete. First of all, this lake area.
Oh, it's going to be like such a horrible colour, man.
You literally have to walk all the way around for absolutely everything. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Dude, why? Like the capacity for the park, they're gonna actually have to inhibit like how many people come in if that's because I know it isn't like it's gonna be huge. I know that, and I know that this concept art makes it look tiny, but I still think that that's not gonna like I don't know. I enjoyed how that water space basically just stops a lot of like expansions that you could do.
Yeah, I don't know why they go ahead with that, because like, there's no rides in the water or anything, or even like an island in the middle or something.
And to be fair, the roller coaster that slightly goes into the water that people are like, yo, it goes into the water, it doesn't really, like, for that long. It's literally just a little bit. One thing that people said is that, so this is what people have deduced, right? The top left, that big building with the bunch of huts or whatever, that's Jurassic World.
Yeah, of course.
That one on the left, as I said, is Back to the Future. People haven't deduced the one on the bottom left.
Oh, that I feel like that's gonna be like Illuminations movies, like like this, like
bottom, like
you see those brown buildings like all bunched up together. Yeah. It's either just like that main street thing that they have, where it's just shops and stuff, and then on the left it'll like have like Minions or something like that, or it could be DreamWorks, I guess, like Shrek.
Well, people have a consensus that the top right is the Minions one. Do you know the pink buildings and the?
Oh god.
roller coaster there. So people are saying that because in Beijing, the layout of this looks exactly like the Minions world, where apparently they have like a fake roller coaster that's just for decoration.
Why?
A real one for the kiddies.
Huh.
Yeah.
So we'll have like Gru's house there. Gru's like massive house.
Honestly, I see where people are coming from because Gru's house, I think, is the one where it's not front facing. It's the biggest building there.
Or it could just be like Secret Life of Pets World. Imagine that, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, yeah, could be. I am, and then people are saying that the green roller coaster up there is the Wicked one. Saying Wicked.
Oh, Wicked. Yeah, I forgot about that film.
That hasn't existed yet. A Wicked ride, obviously, because the movie just came out. But that actually.
Do you reckon you have like a Wizard of Oz land or something like that?
Yeah, people are thinking that this image that I sent you is so crappy. You can kind of make out
Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah, you can kind of make out that there's a Wizard of Oz feeling area. Do you know, like on the edge of the water next to that big building? Do you know what I mean? Where it curves a bit.
Yeah.
People are saying that's Wizard of Oz kind of feel. Yeah,
I still think no. I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna do any more like Hulk stuff, Hulk Marvel stuff, because they pay Disney for that.
Yeah, I mean anything like the Simpsons ride or Marvel. It's just.
Oh yeah, no Simpsons, man.
A lot of the stuff is like just Disney now. So, but I mean Universal's so much to pull from. Obviously, this is concept art, so it's not all like finalized or whatever. And I think if Super Nintendo World was to be here, they definitely wouldn't have it on the concept art because it would be way too obvious. Like even though we're saying like Minions, Jurassic World, we are kind of like there is a kind of element of guessing. But if you put like a concept in Nintendo World, it's just kind of really obvious because everything's just huge there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the Bowser building with Bowser's fat head on it. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit deflated. I'm less hyped about this now, but I'm still gonna go. But I don't know. This layout's weirding me out. And if people are right about these huts being part of a Jurassic World land, I want the Jurassic World ride, right? Because it looks amazing. But I don't want to land. I don't care about Jurassic World. I think that would.
You get to meet like raptors and stuff.
Yeah, but you could have done that in Trafford Centre a few months ago. That's the point. Like, I don't know. It's just Jurassic World sucks, and I don't think I'd get any.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like Jurassic World theme instead of like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I don't mind the ride being Jurassic World because it looks. Have you seen like the revamped? Because they've replaced the park with the World one, and honestly, like looks kind of like a better version of it. To be honest, I haven't been on it either because do I have money to shell out to go to every country in the universe? No. But yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
What do you?
I mean, a lot of the parks in this country defo are like worried now about people going to that park instead of theirs,
or just talking about it. Even just talking clicks and stuff. It's just.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't hear about it. Like I'm surprised this is the first time you've even seen this. But like UK's all for it. Governments have agreed and they're fine. Everyone's shook hands and they're going forth with it. I think the date when it will happen is 2031. Wait a minute. Let me look this up.
Man, that's so far away.
It kind of makes sense. Because they have to make out of a country field. They have to make this this thing.
Be halfway in my 20s.
UK date. What's it? Yeah, it's expected to begin construction in 2026 and finish in 2031. I understand why it has to be that long. I'm not going to complain about that. That'd be stupid, but. I don't know. For this, I hope there's some more interesting stuff than the Jurassic World thing. I hope the bottom left.
There'll be exclusives, man. There'll be exclusives.
Yeah, because the Back to the Future one, that's not really from anywhere. So if that's true, what people are saying, then yeah, we have an exclusive.
I feel like that Back to the Future one would be like a dark ride though, and not just like outdoor.
If you look at it, it kind of looks like it begins dark ride and then finishes off with a roller coaster. Do you get what I mean? Like it comes from the building, so you might be right. Might be half right.
Oh wait, I didn't even notice that thing at the top. I think that's that Waterworld thing.
That's
you know what I mean? We're like, yeah.
People said, I forgot the name of the show thing that they do.
It looks cool though.
I couldn't care less about the Waterworld thing. Because you know, like when you go to a theme park and go to those shows, I mean, I know we're in the UK, so they're bound to be way lamer here, but I still think I'd rather be like more active than just sitting down and watching a bunch of people flail around. I don't know.
Give me some water guns or something.
Yes. Yeah. I would give this image a 6 out of 10. We're not doing ratings too much, but I don't know. I'm a bit lamed out. I don't know, because I'm like, it looks amazing, right? You look at it and you're like, this is epic. But then I'm like thinking about the logistics. I'm thinking about like the huge elephant in the room being this fucking water lake. Where's the room for rides? Like, this is a circle. Like, okay, if you were to add something else, you'd have to go outward. And I'm not gonna doubt they would, because they always have to expand and stuff. But I think they've just kind of done a wrong foot by making it a whole like lake in the middle of it. I don't know. And that's gonna be huge and man-made.
Who knows? Like an underwater ride maybe will just be in the center that we don't know about.
That would be very cool. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, there could be, because this concept art is literally just for the press. It's not like, oh, this is what we're doing. Even though I don't doubt that the lake thing is real and the layout is real. But I think that what the rides look like will, you know, there'll definitely be a Minions Land, to my, you know, annoyance. Like, there has to be. It just makes so much money. And there has to be a Jurassic World ride, because I mean that's just one of the most iconic rides that they've done. That's everywhere in all of them. And then, oh yeah, the stage thing has to be there, because that's just a tradition. And then the High Street thing, and then the Globe and whatever. But I think the rest of it's kind of up in the air. Maybe the Back to the Future one is more concrete. Overall, yeah. I mean, when it comes to like thinking about the Super Nintendo World Edition, I actually am not bothered about Super Nintendo World. I think it's the Donkey Kong Land that I more care about, because I just love that roller coaster idea. Do you know the one with it's trackless?
Yeah.
That is so cool. I'd love to ride a ride like that. Like, I don't really know any other than that does it.
Well, I think that's it for Universal anyways. Is there any other news you have?
I don't know. Is there anything on your end for news? Because I don't want to tack it on too much on my... cause...
WrestleMania happened last night, and...
Yes, it did. Yeah. I did not...
I won't speak about it too much, but Travis Scott...
Yeah?
Travis Scott showed up in Cody Rhodes and John Cena's match and just kind of did stuff. I don't know why he was there. He just kind of showed up for no reason.
They forgot.
He had like the longest entrance ever as well.
Really? Was it like anything like too comical, like entrance in history, or like was it just a long entrance like for no reason?
I don't know. I don't know how to explain his entrance, to be honest. He has like his own little belt for himself that they gave him to make him seem special.
But he wasn't in an actual match. He was
No, he was just kind of interfering and letting John Cena win.
Were people cheering?
I don't know. People were cheering because, like, oh my god, maybe something crazy is going to happen now because Travis Scott's out here, and you know people were expecting The Rock, but The Rock didn't show up.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of Travis Scott there.
You know, on top of the Travis Scott inclusion, you know, even after all of his dirty deeds, what was the thing we were talking about before about him?
It was Astro World where like some people died at his concert.
Yeah. Never forget the sins. I don't know. I don't know why. That's all I think about with Travis Scott is that incident.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps happening. It happened like a week ago with like some of his dancers didn't know what they were doing, and they were like hanging upside down with like pyro like all around them and stuff, and they didn't know what they were doing because they didn't go through it with Travis.
Yeah, If is he wait, so he's unlucky in that area.
I don't know. I don't know what happened because it might not be the truth or not. But
yeah,
the dancers didn't know what they were doing, so that's probably like bad management or whatever.
Yeah. Doing the Dark Ages trailer showed up in WWE.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, because they announced it an hour before the thing happened, or sometime before. I saw it this morning. I mean, I'm already getting the game. I mean, I don't know if I'll get it at launch. I don't know, but I'll definitely get it. The new trailer looks fine. It was funny in the comments of the YouTube video. I think somebody was like, in Doom 2016, they say this line about him. In Doom 2020, they say this line about him, which I think was I forgot. And then they're like, now in this one, they say Doom Slayer activated. Gaming is dying or something.
What?
I don't know. I mean, it was like, what are you talking about? I guess he was saying, like, do you know the line when it's like, the Doom Slayer is such a awesome guy, and I guess he didn't like the Doom Slayer activate line. That kind of. A minute. Yeah, here we go. Slayer has been activated. Treating my guy like a nuke. Hell yeah. No, that's a good comment.
All right.
Here we go. I found it. Doom 2016. They are a rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it's done. 2020 Doom. The Slayer has entered the facility. 2025 Doom. The Slayer has been activated. And then the comment underneath is like, what an absolute disgrace to the 90s. I don't know if that's like my main. I don't have any qualms with how the new Doom looks. I think it's all about how it plays now. It's kind of it.
Yeah.
It looks incredible, but does it play good? Because it's going for something very different, so that's interesting. Okay, I think it's time. Do you think it's time to talk about the album?
Sure.
Epic. I listened to the whole thing yesterday on my bus ride because.
I listened to it like 2 hours ago, so.
Yeah. Right. So before we get to talk about it, obviously with the albums, it's free to just go check any of these out. So please check out MG Ultra by Machine Girl, the album, right now, and then you can come back. We can give some like general thoughts. Did we like?
I mean, you can do like an intro to the album, maybe, or just like the overall artists to get people on it.
That is true. Yeah.
This album came out in 2024. It's by a duo called Machine Girl, which is a singer / like sampler guy. I don't know how to explain him.
That's what always stumps me when trying to recommend them, is that you can't describe them, and that is like not even a hit on them. It's just that's how good they are.
It's like a DJ, sampler, vocalist, and a drummer, basically.
Well, there's a drummer guy. That's like kind of.
Yeah, so there's 2 guys, but they had a 3rd guy who joined them on tour recently.
Yeah, we
did like guitars and stuff.
We should talk about that like probably before we get on with the album itself.
Yeah. Yeah, this one came out in 2024. I think it's done well for them.
Oh yeah. I think they got with a way more, a label that actually pushed them to, kind of a somewhat in your face level, not in your face as in like advertisements like everywhere, but their CDs are actually selling in shops that are here.
Yeah.
Like in HMV, like I found you can just grab the CD. Oh, that's really nice. That's really good. Unlike every other thing they've done. So their distributor, publisher, whatever. I think
they're called Future Classic. Yes. I'm looking at the Spotify right now.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Well done for them for getting a bit more of a, broader reach in terms of like, because usually when you get these CDs and stuff, you usually have to buy them online through the like Bandcamp, which isn't a problem for me, but it just so that's literally just the fans who can check that out. But in Anybody can now just walk into HMV and be like, "Oh, who's this?" That's nice. That's lovely to see.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the producers right now, and it's coming up with the actual like singer's name. So I guess they just did it. He did it by himself. No producer to help him out. He was the one who produced it.
Oh yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. I mean, the whole band's discography is so them. There's like I genuinely don't think there's any outside voices that are like reaching in to make them a certain way, in any way that feels like forced that isn't them. MG Ultra definitely is like the most probably easiest one to recommend out of all of them, and I think it's
100%.
as the best because like sound mixing is just way more balanced and focused, but that doesn't stop it from being chaotic.
Chaotic is. Sorry, I got distracted by something.
That's okay. The
artwork's really cool as well. I like
it's great
because I got the CD and stuff, and like this person with like no pupils looking at you with like, is it like, it's like gas things like injected into his neck. It's so weird. Like, I don't even know what's going on with him.
Similar to the other album covers with Machine Girl, it's like you can't really. I love the album covers of Machine Girl, like the Wolf one for Wolf Girl, and then you go to Because I'm Arrogant and I Hate Everything You Stand For. It's like the same, but like neon, and it's got like all this overlay on it, like doom and ammo and stuff. And then like, and then MG Ultras kind of reminds me of their previous album. I always forget the name of it.
Previous album. I'm looking at this. There's a Uvoid synthesizer.
Is the one I was going to mention. Feels very much like this new album cover, where it's like, okay, you got this dog with a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah, but it's also the background as well. It's like graffiti and stuff like that. It's for like very dark alley, like broken walls and stuff like that.
Very much a vibe. I imagine this in real life. Like I can
picture
this.
He's giving us a peace sign as well.
One thing with this album that's a fun fact. I have both the CD and the vinyl, and one difference between the covers is that on the vinyl, the hand isn't there, and on the CD, the hand is there.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's nothing to it, but
I think it would be cool if they made this guy the mascot for Machine Girl from now on.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I know some bands who use like mascots like Snot. They use like a dog with like a ball on its nose. Machine Girl could do something like that.
I mean, this character is definitely one that like shows up in the music videos, or at least depicted in them. I haven't checked them out in a while, but they are really good. Except for Mother Father, I'm not quite into that one, but the rest are really just nice, and they also keep up with the chaotic nature of the tracks, which is always something that I've said before they actually did proper music videos. I know they did a music video for like other songs, but it didn't really click with me, because I'm always thinking you can't do these songs justice with a music video unless you spend like millions of dollars, which is obviously not true, but that was like genuinely my thought when I was first into them.
Yeah.
Like now, the music videos that they did for this album, most of them, they do it well. They're great. All of them.
No,
Mother Father, but. Yeah.
What would you say what genre they are? Because I can't decide.
Yeah, I couldn't either, and that is.
I searched it up on Google and I got breakcore, and there's something else, but the main one I got was breakcore, and like dance, electronic music type stuff.
Well, I think that brings me to one of my favorite things about Machine Girl, and why I'll just follow them until they're, not good, which they haven't not been yet, or ever. Is just they're never in one place. They're always doing new stuff and doing just every track feels like its own, which you could say for like every album if you could, but You're never in one place with this album. You're just not.
Oh yeah.
But they don't feel like they're separate. They don't feel alien to each other. They feel like one cohesive piece. Which is probably what I gravitate towards with an album, is that it's doing something new every time. Like I can distinguish it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Anything else? Oh yeah, I went on Genius to look up some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Earlier, and I did see a description next to the album, which I thought was cool.
Okay. Anything to note of it?
The album. Oh, right. It says here. It's unreviewed. This bio, by the way, but it says the album is most likely named after MK Ultra, a research program operated by the Central Intelligence Agency, designed to investigate the effects of drugs and brainwashing techniques for interrogation.
Well, that makes sense. Without
it makes sense in the music as well, because like
it does.
Because some of the songs called like Schizo Dipshit and stuff like that.
That's the one I was gonna mention. Like that's a direct like, oh yeah, I get this. That's interesting. I'll read up about this later. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So yeah, no, this album's really incredible. Let's talk about the live performance that we went to, because we now both actually have done this. I did this. I went to go see them live a few years ago in Leeds, and it was just one of the best things I'd ever done in my life.
I'd recommend not watching it on video, because
doesn't do it justice.
It's a completely different vibe, and it kind of just sounds like a yelling man, just not really knowing what he's saying, or it sounds like out of place and stuff like that. Well, if you go there live, it's a completely different vibe, and you can kind of hear the music a lot better, obviously.
I mean, my phone. I mean, any phone. I mean, I remember I recorded a little bit in the Leeds one, and it's just like, yeah, the audio just completely does not come through. That is not a complaint. That's a plus. That's just how awesome this music is. Like, and like you see it on like a live video. Yeah, you just, unless you're like in the crowd, you will never get the energy. But it's just utter chaos, and it's so good.
They fit into the same hardcore scene as another band that we reviewed before called Knocked Loose, and typically like hardcore like crowds are a lot more like rowdy and move around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was definitely like that for us.
It was like that for both times, I can say.
Yeah, I mean,
both times.
Me and you at the start of the show were just trying and stuff, and then they came up on stage and we had to move up, and I never saw you again until the end of the show. I did see.
I was see, there's like layers to it, and the further you go in, the more like pushy it gets. And I was trying my best, but I'm a small guy. So
where would you say you were? Because
I was usually trying my best, and I was like in the middle, where it's like people are like
right in the center with the mosh pit.
No, because that's more towards the front from my perspective. At least
that's
how I saw it. No, I was like pushing through in the middle, but then I'd easily get pushed away, because like I must be so fucking weak, but I don't care. So fun. There was a fun little part that happened. There was a big dude who was like in front of me, right? And I tried to push him out of the way. And you know, context, everyone's pushing everyone out of the way. Okay, it's not like a crime or I'm being a dickhead or anything. And this guy looked at me like I was the problem. Okay, I thought that was so
that tends to happen, man. But like
this guy was just standing doing absolutely nothing, like not into the music. Context, there is like chairs behind us. Like one of our friends who went with us, he went up.
Oh yeah, he happily just went up there and talked to a girl for like the entirety of the show.
Yeah, he went up there. So if you're not, you know, like he just stood there. No problem with that. Obviously, free will in that, but dude,
Yeah,
That guy was like
but
a years old as well, so I pushed him out of the way after that. I was like, that was
I
pretty
was
overpowered.
dying at the front. I was dying at the front.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Me and one of our friends were just screaming the lyrics straight at the front to him. He was like throwing water at us and stuff, and he was stage diving on top of us. It was like mental.
He stage dived so many times, and it wasn't like a, you know, it wasn't like a cheap, like kind of like go in and then go back in. He's like going just like
He was going around the venue.
Yes. Yeah. Same with the Leeds one. He was just going really just absolute amazing performance by the main singer. I mean, even when people were on the seats, the guy at the end, the main singer went up and started singing on top of that fence.
And he was even pointing out the support from earlier, who was this weird scarecrow guy, but we won't talk about him because we're not meant to talk about him. But
I mean, we can talk about him. It was good. I think it was a fine runner-up. I think it got too much flack from our friends, but I think it got better as it went on. After the half.
Yeah, they're called Munsing, by the way.
Yes, Munsing. They seem to be a great up-and-coming artist. So, if you want to check out something new, as well as this thing, because I reckon most people who, this is the early starts of the podcast, so it'd be surprised if anyone stumbled upon this. But most of the people who stumbled upon this probably have not seen or heard of a Machine Girl thing. So, broaden your horizons, people, if you haven't already. Check those people out.
When we were watching the opener, the singer for Machine Girl, Matt, was actually stood right behind us watching the show.
That is
that is so cool.
It was. I mean, it's just absolutely. That's awesome. You would not.
It's such a cool scene, man. Because if it was someone like, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter stood behind us, completely ruin the experience.
It would, yeah. I mean, that's what you get for an awesome show and not a stupid one. Machine Girl's the only live thing I've been to. Like, live musical thing. That's it. I haven't, as far as my mind goes, I haven't gone to anything else, and there's, like, fantastic reason for that one. I don't think anything is as powerful and as cool and fun, but also the price. I mean, I just have, I know these are, like...
It's good price.
Dude. £15, like £16.
I thought it was 20 quid.
No, for the Leeds one.
Alright.
And then in the Manchester one that you and me and a bunch of friends went to was 18 quid. I think. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot now, but basically, well, that's just beyond the price. I'd pay more if it was offered. I would literally pay more, but like, you don't have to. That's the price. And just such a fantastic show. Like
really good venue as well.
I am put off going to anything where I have to pay like 100 quid for a seat or stand or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for the Machine Girl, set gig to come in.
It's a good venue as well. There's like really good lighting, and dude, it was so hot in there. It's like sweat dripping off the wall.
Yeah, it was a fantastic venue. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I've been there before. That was weird. I don't know. I don't know. It weirded me out that I'd been there before.
Most of the people there were good people as well. There was some furries there as well, and I don't know how they survived. In those masks.
Yeah. Godspeed. Wow. Yeah, true. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. That's heat.
Yeah, they were stood right at the back. It's a very small show.
But I remember one of our friends was worried if anybody would even go.
Yeah.
He's like, what happens if no one buys a ticket? Yeah, right. Okay.
You have to understand that, it's like a local scene thing. People are just going to go anyways and have fun.
Exactly, yeah. Like I think all the people in Leeds weren't even big Machine Girl fans. Like, they just went because, look, here's listen to the track and seems like a good thing to go to. Like, we talked to so many people in the Leeds one years ago. Up for that, and there was a woman in the Leeds one with chainmail. Have to give a shout out to the chainmail woman, who looked like 30, but she said she was like 60 something, and she like gave me and my friend a talk on the best way to take acid at a gig.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
She said you have it in quarters, so then so everything's highlighted more, and you're not like gonna have like a bad reaction and just like miss that entire show by being passed out. She says like, I'm on it right now. Right? I'm on it right now. So
back to that thing about like one of our friends saying that nobody would show up. It's kind of like the opposite, because there's people coming in from like Canada and stuff that we spoke to.
I mean, they didn't come from Canada just to go there, but it just Yeah, but they
I reckon they planned their weekend around that, maybe.
I thought they were like maybe students or something. I don't know. I forgot.
They could be.
But
still, there's people coming from like different countries and stuff.
I mean, that Canadian couple, they had already been to a show in Canada when they were there. So, I mean, in our show, there was probably more fans than there was in Leeds. The ratio between
that's for sure.
People. Yeah, because in Leeds it was like, I think there was a few people who were fans, definitely a few people, obviously, but like, and one of the people came all the way from Scotland just to go there.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, this band has, fans for a reason. I see it. I'm there. I have a few of their vinyls. I'm a big fan.
I wouldn't say it's the best show I've been to, mainly because I've been to some really good shows.
Yeah.
Like Slipknot, Metallica, Noctilus, who we spoke about. Mm-hmm. I went to recently in London. But it's definitely up there. I had a really good time. I mean, and plus I went with my mates as well, so...
Yeah, I mean, what's better? But, I mean, I don't know any different. That's it.
Stop.
So, and that's not like, oh, I'm closed off, because, I mean, I think the other thing that's kind of similar that I was thinking of going to was, like, I don't know if you'd count this in the same way, but, like, the orchestra, like, Across the Spider-Verse, like, in concert. That's like the closest thing that I could have gone to. But like I saw the ticket prices, which I get it, more than 50, but I'm not paying more than 100. I don't know. Like I get it. The composer was there, directly composing it. I get it. The DJ sets and the actual. It would have been badass, but I don't know, and I don't know how many kids would be there either. That's also a gamble. I don't like kids at a cinema or a concert or anything like that. I mean, with Machine Girl, even though there's like it was like 14 plus. I mean, I couldn't complain about the audience, really. Even that big guy. You know what? I'm just joking around. He was cool. Just standing there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any trouble with any big guys. I think there was this massive girl though who kept shoving me.
I didn't see her. She must have been right.
Yeah, she was huge, bro. The shoves, man. I got like shoved to the front right into someone.
Yeah, I mean that's just the nature of the show. To be honest, in that show, both shows, if you crawled, if you had the balls to just get on the ground and start crawling, you'd actually die. You would.
I don't think you would though, because I don't know with Machine Girl shows, but most of the shows I go to, people like immediately like pick you back up.
No,
it's kind of like the thing that goes on.
But like certain songs, Grindhouse, right? If you purposefully.
Grindhouse, which is on this album, by the way, that we're meant to be talking about.
Yeah. No, wait, but it's good to talk about the live thing because that's part of the review. Because that was what the concert gig that we went to mostly centered on. But like, I know, I shouldn't be laughing at this. Really, death isn't funny. But like, if you crawled at an exact point in Grindhouse, you'd probably die.
I mean, it just depends where you are, to be honest. If it's right at the front, yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to pick you up.
With Grindhouse specifically, and Vomit, Grindhouse. If you're on the floor at the front, you die. Definitely. We can talk about the album, I guess, now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, sure.
I have nothing but positives. It's my second favorite album of all time, and I have like not much competition, to be honest. I'm not a big. I don't have like a very specific love for specific music. I listen to Nintendo music all the time. Video music, that's all I listen to.
Which I think can kind of match up with this, just like ramped up like 20 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when I listen to something like Hot Lizard, like that could be on like an Undertale song or something like that, but like Your Best Nightmare. Because that is like drum and bass to it, I think, if I remember.
Yeah, like halfway through it's like.
I'll go ahead.
I'd say like Machine Gun reminds me of like Splatoon music times 1,000 million plus Earthbound plus Undertale plus. I mean, it's not like a video game centric thing. It's not like anything like that. It's just there's so many samples. I actually found literally a few days ago. This is from a different album, the Young and Arrogant and Hate Everything You Stand For album. I just found what one of the samples is from, and it's from like an Xavier episode. So it's literally these samples come from just everywhere. It's the sample where it's like I'll catch up or something. Just random.
That's cool.
Just from Xavier. I didn't, I've seen that show before, but I did cross my mind.
If you want, we can do a quick rating of each song, or like just give our quick opinions on each one.
Yeah, let's do it. That's a good idea. Right. Do you want to start?
So, the most popular song in the album, based on plays on here, is "Until I Die," the first song.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good opener. I like it a lot.
Yes, I love this song because it makes me think of a lot of things, and it's like. It's just so badass. Like, what in the lyrics, they're basically saying, like, what, they're trying to save someone? I don't know. It's, like so cool. I feel like I'm transcending into, do you know, like Rick's portal gun? I feel like I'm just stepping into, like, 5 million of those. I'm just keep pressing the portal gun on Rick's fucking portal gun. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. A lot of these songs have, like, it's like one, like, I don't explain, just like one, like, sample part, and then it'll crash into like a way more like bigger sound version of it, if you get what I mean.
I know what you mean. That's what I like absolutely love, is just they just ramp. Even when they don't ramp, they're ramping. It's like a roller coaster. It's like a dark ride roller coaster. You do not see these tracks, but you are going. Right? You are just you're going wherever they take you.
It's like samples everywhere, man.
Yeah. But it doesn't. It's not like I don't. Even though it's sample heavy, I don't think it's sample driven. Even though it kind of is, it don't feel like that. It's not like It's not like what's that band that was like a really famous one for samples.
There's a lot of them. Do you mean like Death Grips? I don't know what you're on about.
I'm so annoyed. Right. Can you talk about something while I think about it? It's a good point.
I'll talk about the drums while he's thinking. I mean, the drummer, I don't know, I think the vocalist wrote the drum parts and then the drummer just has to learn it. But either way, the poor drummer, man, because like some of the parts he has to play, like it's just a lot going on. I don't know how you memorize all that. But yeah, there's a really good chorus.
De La Soul. Sorry. Okay.
It's a really good chorus.
Yeah.
When like the 1 minute mark, I don't think like the instrumentals are like very like spacey, dreamy sort of stuff. I'm trying to get by. Will I make it through that? Oh, it's so good, man.
It's so good, and I think it's one of the few bits where I actually think the lyrics aren't stupid, and I just dig it both ways.
Yeah. I keep fighting till I die. It just goes in and out, and it's like stretches, and it fades, and it just explodes all the time. And towards the end, it like builds up, and it's like, wait, I need to play it in my head.
Go ahead.
Keep speaking about it while I'm listening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're talking about it as if it's like a last song of an album, when this is literally just the first bit. I mean, that's kind of why I dig them so much, is that these songs are just like larger than life. They're so they're loud, but they're so concise, and they have a good focus, and they're not loud for like just loud sakes. They're being loud and being obvious. I don't know how to describe it, but I think it's just confidence. There's a lot of confidence going on, and they just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, I don't feel in any of this like, oh, they're pulling back. Ooh. No, it's like they're going full throttle. They're like, we're trying something and we're doing it right.
And they always try to switch up like the chorus on this one, like Until I Die, and then he starts screaming it towards the end as it like fades out into a new meta phenomena.
Let's now talk about new meta phenomena.
I think it's a good opener, by the way. Yeah.
It's a yeah. Oh. Yeah. I actually think the Machine Girls is amazing at openers in all of their ones. Alright,
new.
Oh, this one is so good.
I feel like if you listen to this album, most people would be like, "Yeah, this is my favorite song."
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's just that beat drop. That's it.
Like if you're a Machine Girl fan or like a fan of this type of stuff, it definitely would be. If you're like not into this song music at all, I'd probably say a song further down. But yeah, this one, this one's hype, man. I love this one.
It is. It feels like you're going down a water slide with loads of LEDs, but the LEDs only come up when it goes down.
Yeah, it's. What do I start, man?
Yeah.
After like that intro, it goes like into like eat shit. It's like wop 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 wop.
So good. That's incredible.
Yeah, those verse instrumentals are like so good, man.
Yeah, okay, this is actually...
Especially with headphones on.
The lyrics aren't actually stupid, and they kind of go both ways too. I don't know, I just...
Yeah.
And it... Right, next one?
Oh wait, are we already finished with this one?
Oh, sorry, do you have more to say? Sorry, I thought you would go quickfire.
Oh yeah, wait. There's obviously a part in the song that most people know it for. It's like... It's the chorus, basically. It builds up and it goes, "Now you got it," and it messes with his voice so much. It sounds like a racing track you listen to while you're like speeding around and stuff.
It feels as if you're playing Mario Kart and you're on Rainbow Road, but you actually
like you should be driving fast. You should be driving fast to this part, as fast as you can.
Yeah. To me, it feels like on Mario Kart you're on Rainbow Road, but you fall off, but Lakitu doesn't pick you up, and you're just still falling at like immense speed.
I know you got it all. Whoop 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 whoop.
Amazing.
And now you got it all wrong. Yeah, there's like a 10-second scream in there that he messes around with, like vocals. He like turns it up and he flattens it and stuff. It's 10-second scream.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it'll...
Oh, sorry. There's a break pause.
It's up there with my favourite songs. I think it should have definitely been a single for the album. Definitely.
Yeah,
should have had its own music video.
It's very weird that it wasn't a single. I guess it's... I don't know. I guess it's because it's, like, not one that you can, like... It's not as, like... in a bubble. Like... I don't know. Yeah, it is true. I would vouch... All of these are singles, guys.
Yeah.
Singles. These are all great. Okay, maybe not Schizo.
Alright, number...
But yeah, next... Sick.
Number 3 is Sick. There's like a little transition at the end of New for Sick, where it's just a woman saying sick, and it transitions.
Yeah.
Sick is a bit different to the first two ones. It takes a lot... It's more of a build-up to, like... to the song. With the drums and stuff.
I don't know.
I'm walking into places.
I don't have any other notes apart from like this is just really good, and it's just another example of the build up. You know, it begins
Yeah,
small.
they're really good at like building intensity for stuff, and then just throwing you off with like something like the no. And then
Yeah.
you know you think you've been thrown off by like the drop and it's not happening, and they bring it back at the end with like this really like violent part.
Yeah.
It's like ear piercing. Like I might have to turn this down type thing because it's too.
That's yeah.
Like it's like one of the heaviest parts of the album. Like towards the end, you gotta listen to that part. You'll know it when you hear it.
Yeah. If you
Sick. I think Sick fits in pretty well, and then there's number 4, Just Because You Can,
which is super heavy. Like immediately, I feel like I'm in like a steampunk factory. Like,
yeah, wait.
So good.
He has like this really weird voice change where it's like a lot deeper.
Yeah.
And he has like he layers it with like whispers and stuff like that, which I find really cool. And then there's like parts where it sounds like he's crashed in like a ship or something. You hear like alarms and stuff going off in the background, and then just because you. It always feels really awkward when I'm explaining it because you can't really, you don't really know what I'm saying.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, that's something we can work out as we go. I guess the only way you could do that is like buy this mark.
Yeah, good idea.
But you probably have to make notes beforehand. But I think people get it. I mean, when we're explaining this, we hope that people have gone out and listened to it because I mean, it's like explaining a joke. You'd rather just experience it firsthand.
I mean, this song is like goes all over the place, but it's still somehow it works.
Yeah.
And like the drums, bro, the drums on this song, you have to listen to it because like some of the patterns they come up with, like it's so good. Yeah. And then we're on to probably my favorite song on the album. I'd say Hot Lizard, number 5 on the album.
Lizard, so good. I feel like I'm like always bringing myself back to the live event.
Oh yeah, I was like holding Jensen on the shoulders, looking into his eyes when I was saying, "Follow me into the sludge." That was such a good time.
Yeah, I mean it's just.
I just name dropped him. Whoops.
He's fine. Even before the live event, I mean, I was already kind of imagining how awesome it would be. So good. I don't know how to describe it apart from just got a really nice arc to it. I don't know, like it's kind of sick.
It's definitely got like the best chorus in the album for me.
Definitely agree. I agree.
Full on yelling the lyrics out and just jumping around and stuff like that. That's what this song's made for.
Just to note, this album, this is one of the albums where I have a smile across my face the entire time. Like, I feel like the dopamine receptors are just popping off.
I remember listening to this album for the first time like almost a year ago. When did it come out? It's November, wasn't it?
Yeah, October, I think.
Yeah, back then I was giving more music a try and being less judgmental, and one of those bands I was very judgmental of was Machine Girl, actually, because I didn't like how all over the place it was at points and how it didn't give stuff time to breathe.
There's kind of an obvious reason for that, but I'm not going to get into it unless you want me to get into it.
But after listening to this album, I think I got why people liked it so much, and I started to like it a lot more the longer I listened to the album. Especially towards like Mother, Father, and this song right here.
I love the departure. It's so good. It's such just a clean departure. I remember when I first saw that and it was one of the singles, I was a bit confused, but that is because they advertised it. You know, like they gave like a snippet of it along with the music video. And I don't like the music video, and I'm not gonna say it's AI because it's not, but I think it just doesn't. It looks ugly, but not in the Machine Girl ugly. Do you know what I mean? Like people say, "Oh yeah, this shit's ugly," but like in a good way. But I don't think that. I think that's what they were going for, but just didn't feel it. But the song itself, amazing. I actually was skeptical when I heard the snippet of it, but as a piece, it's infinitely better. I mean, that's obvious because it's a song.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's just.
We'll talk about Mother Father in a sec, but
okay. Oh, half a sec.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot about
that. Hollies was a really good song. There's a cool like ending to it. It's like womp womp womp. You saw your truth. It's like I need to stop talking about that song. All right, Half Asleep.
Yeah.
I think this one's a very underrated track. I think more people need to listen to this one.
I love how Machine Girl, even when they're improving themselves, they're still doing that one bit of breathing in the middle. I know one of our friends hates that. Joe. Joe doesn't like it, but I love it because it is in a sitting. It's such a nice reprieve, but also easily calm before the storms.
I feel like it could have been put before or after Mother Father, because Mother Father's a bit more of like a chiller song, but
yeah, but Mother Father still has that kind of ramping, like it still has that kind of escalation, especially at the end. I know it's not as loud and brash, but I think it's still like.
I don't know. I feel like. I'm not too sure now, but still, I feel like this one stands out a lot from the other songs. I feel like
yes,
it's come straight from another album that they've done called Gemini.
What Mother Father?
Gemini is like the one with like a lot more chill instrumental tracks and stuff like that.
I can see where you're coming from, but I slightly disagree. But you just go.
Really?
Yeah. You just go. I mean, for me, I think Gemini's tracks and stuff are way more like futuristic, and I don't know how to describe.
I feel
it. I wouldn't say anything acoustic like this song.
Half Asleep. It feels like very like nighttime, if you get what I mean. Like.
I'm so sorry. I'm looking at.
What are you thinking of?
I'm looking at the track list and my eyes keep swapping Half Asleep and Mother Father. I'm growing.
Alright, yeah.
I'm dyslexic, you guys.
Yeah. Half Asleep. It's.
I know.
Half Asleep kind of fits with Gemini, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you. Yes, agreed. No, I'm sorry.
It's. I'm really into like this sort of stuff, like more atmospheric stuff. It's like my I like it a lot. It's got like a very like nightimey woods feel to it, like eldritch horrors in the woods. You can hear screaming in the background, like voices whispering in your head. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's got like these like unsettling parts, like melodies and stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
And then underrated track on the album. But I get why people don't listen to it.
I mean, I listen to the album as like an entire thing, so I don't listen to like one song on its own. I think I've told you that, haven't I, before? Like I can't.
Next one's like Mother Father. This one is the song that you'd probably be like. It's probably the most accepting to newest listeners and stuff like that.
Maybe.
I'd say. Because the guitars and stuff. And the Mother Father's chorus. I mean, what do you think of the song?
Before I continue, I just want to say sorry, listeners, for me being confused. So, no, Half Asleep doesn't have any acoustic elements, nor has a music video. I just thought we were talking about Mother Father. That's my.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to fucking say that before we carry on. This is the song where that kind of applies, not kind of, because this is it. I love this song. I love that it's like an ultimate departure. Like it's just like this acoustic guitar starts and the rock is more along the lines of what you think, but then the way that they layer on the effects and the voice distortion and stuff, that's and
the further into the song, the more like distorted the voice will get and stuff.
I think it's quite. I feel like an angsty little bitch listening to this. I turn into someone else when I listen.
Yes, it's cool to hear some guitars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
It's more
glad.
my alley,
I'm
because
glad.
I know what I'm talking about.
Exactly, and I don't, which is why I love it. I'm glad
Yeah,
that they don't do this all the time. Like I'm glad they can do something different in the middle of this entire thing. I dig it.
yeah, but I expected it to have a lot more streams and listens too, but considering like how it sounds and stuff, but it's the least popular single that they released from this album.
Yeah, I think that definitely comes from a pretty bad reveal. I think because even I was like a bit indifferent because of the little snippet. The snippet of it, by the way, was literally just the mother father, mother father, that on its own, and like everyone can only judge it for that for like a day, right, before they'd
Because
release
of
the
like
video.
how slow it was and stuff like
It's
that.
just yeah, and then the music video accompanied by the snippet just isn't for like to me it doesn't look good, and it's not about the AI thing. Again, I'm gonna repeat, it's not the AI thing. I know it's not AI. It just doesn't feel Machine Girl or cool or anything. You
Yeah,
know, but I love the song because as a
very
whole,
good song.
that makes sense when you hear it in a whole, and also it builds upon itself. You know, but yeah, no, that's that snippet that they released, and then people were like, you know, just kind of speaking negative about it in the comments. Yeah, you know, probably not the best way to reveal something to show a snippet of something that's very different. You should probably, I think originally they should have probably just released it as a whole on like the day as a
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, either way, it's probably one of my favorite songs on the album.
Same.
It doesn't pass Hot Lizard, but it was my favorite song when I first listened to the album. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Um, then we got As to Mars, number 8.
Yeah.
As to Mars.
As to Mars. This one's very popular. I get it.
I like it.
I remember seeing the
I like
name
it.
and I was like, I know. I remember seeing the name of it because you know the track list came out before the the listening party, and I was like, yeah, this is the one that'll be like really popular. Like you just kind of know it.
Yeah, it's got
Super,
makes me want to bob my head and stuff like that. It's not like jump around stuff like that, but it's more like, oh yeah, this is nice. It's nice.
it's very funky. It's very fun. It's definitely another kind of reprieve in the whole album because it's all like serious and pressing, and then you got this kind of you feel.
It's very happy, very happy.
I was gonna say like uplifted, but I don't think I'm saying that in a way that actually you'd usually apply that to. I'd say you feel like you're being lifted up.
Yeah,
You know.
I think it's a very good song. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't have to say this next title. I don't have to say this bug.
Cicadas.
Cicadas. That's it.
Cicadas.
the,
This one.
this one's grown on me so much, especially instrumentals when it kicks to that first chorus and like it fills the entire space.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, like
I know what you mean.
oh, and it's like a bass. There's like a bass undertone to it, like completely fills it.
Yeah. I have amazing earphones, so I have.
And it's the song. I mean, the song. I think it's just pretty much about that bug, anyways.
Yeah.
Coming from the underworld.
Yeah.
It's a fun song. I like it a lot.
Me too. Just fun. We go.
And he's talking about crypto scams on there as well. He mentions crypto scams.
Yeah. We go from
Like
fun
Logan
to
Paul.
again. You know, I mean, this kind of like trilogy of songs, As to Mars, Cicadas, and Grindhouse are like these are the fun ones.
Yeah, I know what you're on about. Because this. I know. Yeah, this is up there again. It's another really good song.
Yeah.
But this next song, number 10, Grindhouse. Grindhouse is probably the best song I've heard live from Machine Girl.
Yeah.
It's probably
yeah.
It's probably also the only song from Machine Girl that my dad likes as well. When I played it to him, he was like, "This one's actually quite good."
Do you not like any others? Or have you just shown him this?
Yeah. Whenever I play through this album when I'm in the car with him, he always points out to the song like, "Oh my god, I like this one. This one's pretty good."
Yeah. Well, there we go. Dad's like.
Yeah, I mean,
the bass is awesome. It's just awesome.
When I was about to, I mean, I'll talk about my life experience for this song because I was about to step out and try and find some water or something. But then this song came on, and I just immediately ran back to the mosh pit and started singing and dancing around. Yeah. I'm always Oh, it's so good, bro.
Yeah.
And now your house is mine. Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's. I was just pushing people around, singing stuff. It was so good.
See, I wasn't the only one.
It's what it's made for.
Yes, exactly. You know, if Travis Scott sung something like this, that accident will be worse. Bringing it round.
Is my mic good, by the way? I just moved.
Your mic's fine enough.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, it should be okay.
Alright, next one is an interlude, I'd say. House of Mirrors.
Yeah. It's it's two interludes in one albums.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he's going through switching through like advertisements on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one of them just like hits him and like just completely goes through his brain.
Yeah.
Like it's just fading in and out. It's like, and then you can hear the sample for the next song in the background.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah. It's very much like Because I'm Young, Arrogant, and I Hate Everything Stand Fine. I'm sure the other albums probably do this. They also have like interlude in the middle and then a reprieve just before the last few songs. And I think that's a clever way of adding variety before you go for the 5-minute songs, because these are the ones which are way longer. Okay, one of them is longer than the rest of them. Sorry, I'm just
I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's something to this House of Mirrors track, but I don't know if it's like a part. If like this entire, because we read that thing earlier about like the government using the I think it's MK Ultra.
Yeah.
To like use drugs to get like brainwashing stuff. I feel like this is a part of it because they mentioned MG Ultra and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like MG Ultra, and that woman says it a bunch throughout a bunch of songs as well. I don't know. I can't really put anything together right now.
Yeah, you've only brought this up. I only know about this just in this podcast as you brought it up. So I can't really say literally anything without actually giving it a research and a think. So I can't articulate anything at the moment. But I mean, I was already loving this album.
It does its job though. This part does its job.
I mean, I'm glad that there's this before Schizo Dipshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, number 12, Schizo Dipshit.
I love this one.
Yeah, I think for a while it was the weakest song in the album for me. But after listening to it today, there's so much going on. This has the most changes.
It's another one where it ramps up. Even when it's not the loudest, it's still ramping up. It's still growing upon itself as it goes.
Yeah. It's also the longest song on the album as well.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I'm just looking at the screen now and I just realized Grindhouse is 4 minutes. Does not feel like it. Schizo Dipshit, 5 minutes long. Also doesn't really feel like it to me, but it's just awesome. I don't know what else to say about all of these. They're just so sick. One of them's even called Sick. It's just awesome.
Yeah. it's. I still think it's the weakest on the album for me.
Yeah,
This song.
I mean, that's fine. If I don't know. I don't know what my weakest would be, but I mean, let's get on with so Schizo Dipshit. Good song.
Yeah, I still enjoy it. So.
Dude, I dig it. I dig it so much. And I love the repeated line at the end. It's just so fucking cool. I don't know what I don't know. I'm stuck for words.
Alright.
Psychic.
Excuse me. Psychic Attack, number 13, the final track.
So amazing. This is like always fighting for my favorite, but I'm always like, dude, it's so good. This was amazing.
Yeah, it's very fun. Again, the drumming on this one, like, I don't know how you meant to like memorize all that stuff.
And they did manage to pull it off when we were there.
That drummer's really good.
In both.
Wait, let me search up his name.
Insane. Yeah. Go ahead. In both shows, the leads in this one, I'm just in awe of how insane that performance is. For obviously insane songs, you need, but yeah, I mean, I remember listening to Machine Gun before live.
Sean Kelly, I think that's his name.
Well, Sean Kelly, I hope my arms get cramped after do you remember at that party we went to and I played Samba de Amigo loads, right?
Yeah.
Actually dead. In the morning after, I didn't feel it until I woke up, and it was just my arms were dead. Obviously from that, so I'm just going for it. But
yeah. I mean, the song's a good ending, and it like builds up towards the end into nothing. Like everything just stops, like you're waking up from the drug that the government's put you on, or something like that. That's what I thought it could be, or it could be like a transition into the next album. I don't know.
I think like I'm Young, Arrogant, and Hate Everything You Stand For. I think this last song is just really empowering. Like it ends off with just a bang, but the bang's more like it feels more centered on like you as a person and not a character in the song. Like yeah, it's obviously the singer in the song singing it, but I don't know. I feel like, do you know what I mean? It feels empowering.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. I feel overwhelmed, but also just I don't know. Is there any good musical terms to explain awesomeness and badass and coolness?
Musical terms like, man, I don't know.
Is there the coolest shit on planet Earth? Maybe is there? How's the song term for that? Anyway, that's an amazing song to end on. If I had a gun to my head for a favorite,
it's either Hot Lizard or Grindhouse for me. What about you?
Sorry. It might be Psychic Attack, but I'm always paining myself when I say that because I don't know because I love all of them really. They're all like children. You can't pick any of them, dude. For me, I can't pick. But if I had a gun to my head, I'm gonna have to say Psychic Attack because I just feel so powerful. When listening to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this album's a 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10.
Personally, yeah.
10 out of 10.
I mean, I haven't heard anything like Machine Girl, like ever, and I guess I could check out more of what their type of genre and see what other people are like compared to them. But yeah, I mean, every song on here has got like a lot of effort into it and a lot of cool and like creative ways of like hooks and just everything. It's just a 10 out of 10.
I'm the same. I've been a Machine Girl fan for a while now, and they just keep getting better. Better and better and better. Doesn't make their albums outdated, but this one is just above the rest, and I can't wait to see what else they do. Well, okay, I can wait because they don't. They're not. These things don't come that late. Like they don't really take. It doesn't feel like it takes a long time for Machine Gun content to come out.
I mean, yeah, they just released remixes this year, so
yeah, and just to touch on the remixes, I like them. I like both Aston.
I like the Aston Mars one. Yeah.
The one by Square Pusher.
Yeah, that one. That was really good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think those are the ones that I like. Especially, Square Pusher is my favorite one of those four. If anyone was interested, just a quick dip. Overall, this is amazing. My second favorite album of all time. I mean, you can say what you want about that feeling like an exaggeration since this came out literally last year or whatever, but for movies, I can like E&R about it forever and judge people for wow, is this latest movie from 2 minutes ago your favorite of all time and whatever. But with music, I always feel like more freer to just say, well, this is my shit out of every shit of all shits. My favorite album is Plastic Beach, and this one's just under it. I love it so much. There's nothing really wrong with it, I don't know. I have no other thoughts. I just keep listening to it. I was always listening to it. It's amazing. I wish I could articulate more, but I mean, it is such a chaotic but also focused album that all I can do is just respect it and respect their work and keep listening to the newest stuff that comes out. So please check out Machine Girl if you haven't. If you've listened to us talk about this for up until now and you haven't checked the album out, check it out. It's amazing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Any more thoughts?
Do you wanna?
Or is that it?
I kind of said my thoughts and then you did. So yeah.
I know. I just wanted to make sure. Well, anyway, that was our review of that. So now we're going to the movie review.
Memoir of a Snail. I don't have that much written down, so you're leading this.
Yeah, of course. I'll happily lead this. I've seen this movie like 5 times, six times by now. I saw it 4 times in the cinema, I think.
Well,
I saw it last year.
Let's introduce us to any like lore or anything like that, like an intro to the film, like anything you need to know.
But I have to make it clear before I do any of that. This is a good movie. Okay, this is fantastic. I'm annoyed at how little tension it's got, but whatever. Okay, yeah, you're right. I gotta introduce it. So, Memoir of a Snail is directed by Adam Elliott, he's known for making stop motion films. He refers to them as clayographies. And one of the films he's known for making is Mary and Max, and a short that won an Oscar, Harvey Crumpet, which we talked about on the Patreon content. Yep, paywall on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this film is his newest film that came out last. Well, I saw it last year, but it did come out this year for us in the UK because distribution for films like this is a bit wonky. So technically, you'd say it came out last year for like Americans and Australians, but whatever. It's out now. It should be to rent soon for everyone, or it already is in some countries. Please, do check. This film is a tragic comedy about a woman who recounts her life to a snail. It's without spoiling too much, because I see reviews that talk about they're non-spoiler. They literally just mention topics that happen in the film, which always confuses me why they do that. But the film isn't to be you don't just walk into a movie like this for most people. You should probably I don't know, look at the age range or whatever, because there's a lot of topics that they tackle. And it studies grief. It showcases a lot of. The film's about if I was to without spoilers kind of put it down to its like focus, it would probably be about cages, metaphorical cages of people. I don't know. Without spoiling it, it is really hard to explain it. But basically, I would just say go watch it before we talk about it. But I guess if you want to stay for our spoiler-free thoughts before that, I guess what did Finn think of this movie with spoiler-free, without spoilers yet?
Spoiler-free.
Yeah, what would the thoughts be?
It's got nice animation.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of Wallace and Gromit.
Oh yeah.
Because same thing really.
Plasticine and stuff like that. Very tactile looking film. Feels like I could reach my hand in it.
Oh yeah.
Personally. Like all the materials and stuff, and the way it's shot, all feels very tactile. Like everything's in camera and it's obvious.
It's got some weird stories going on in the film.
Yeah.
Like some outlandish ones that I probably wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
But obviously I can't say what it is.
Until we get into the spoilers. But, I mean, that being said, without spoiling it, it is a very simple film, you know, even though there is outlandish and, well, stuff that a lot of movies wouldn't really dare to even, like, delve into. It is a film. I'd say everyone would be able to know what's going on. It's not, like, experimental to any degree. Or, I mean, there's experimental elements, but I'd say most of it is just very simple. Like, you know, I'd say the only barrier for anyone, you know, like when people go like, oh, I can't do black and white films, I guess is if you don't like
animation.
No, I think we're past that now in society. I think it's more of about the monologuing.
Oh, you mean like the narrating and stuff like that?
That's it, narration. If you're not into narration, then yeah, I mean, I'd still say give it a try, because I'd say the narration is way more entangled with the movie. I also get annoyed by narration a lot of the time, but I feel like the way that the main character... why am I blanking on the character? I've seen this movie 2 million times. Gracie. When she talks, it all feels very entangled, and, you know, I feel like when, you know, like when anybody says anything... You say something and it means more than what they're saying. And I think the performances are amazing all across the board. I don't think there's a voice actor that's bad. And they all do a fantastic job. The soundtrack is incredible. I have it on CD. I don't know. The orchestra is interesting because it's like... No, I'm getting to spoilers at that point. But I think... Do you think it would be fair and easy for us to end the spoiler-free discussion here and get on with spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I mean...
It is very difficult. So, if you haven't seen it, go see it wherever you can. And if you do pirate it, if you like the movie, support the shit out of it. Because you're not going to be seeing anything like that for a while if you did love it. Because you didn't go see it. I'm blaming you guys, but also not really, because it wasn't really advertised at all. Like I showed you one of the few advertisements, didn't I, in Manchester, when I pulled you along to go see it. Like what, two posters on a random wall? Do you remember that?
2 posters on a random wall.
So when we were in Manchester, and we were just like walking around.
Oh yeah.
There was some 2 dinky posters.
Yeah, like if you're walking on the street, you wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah, you'd think, is it like an exhibition at a library, or is it like a... like, what is this? So this movie...
Oh no, it's for a film.
This basically has no good advertising. Like, I saw this at a film festival, you know, before anything, and was like, this is a classic, everyone's going to love this. But there was just no advertisements for it, and I do find that strange. You know, even though it's like indie distribution and stuff. I think it would have been, if it was advertised properly like on buses and stuff, I think it would have been mega popular. And it was nominated for an Oscar. I forgot to say that, but didn't win. Should have won, in my opinion.
Who won?
Flow. Yeah, it's the one with the cat in it. I mean...
Was that the one from China?
No, it's from Latvia.
All right.
Yeah, which I mean, I am glad that it won, but I did finally see the film a bit before its official release at my school, and I don't know about that, but I mean, I did like that it won because it was made in Blender. Do you know Blender?
I don't know it.
It's basically like a 3D animation tool you can just download right now and just use.
Oh, cool.
So it's cool that something like that won an Oscar, but I would have rather Memoir of a Snail because Memoir of a Snail is like actually amazing. So I guess we're gonna get on to spoiler talk. Please go watch the movie before you hear anything that we say, because this movie is kind of like that kind of it's that kind of movie where you just experience it as it goes. Everything it happens. So okay, right. Spoiler discussion now. So I think this movie, just to start off with, because there's so much stuff we could talk about with this movie, because so much happens. Again, in our pilot episode, which is on our Patreon, we discussed that it's incredible how Adam Elliott can squeeze a literal lifetime into a short with like Harvey Crumpet. You see this guy live and then not die, but basically be at his like end, or at least at a really old age. In Memoir of a Snail, you see this woman be born and basically reach her what is it, 30s, 40s or something.
Yeah,
glad that the movie's not.
She gets married.
Yeah, so she's definitely above 18, maybe in the late 20s, I'd say, by the end of it.
Yeah.
But even that, I like the movies like that where they show out a kind of period of time in life. So I do like those. But with this movie, I'd say that what was my point? So see, this is like kind of like Machine Girl, in that it's hard to discuss without where do you start? I'd say I'd start that's it, the tightrope. After I watched the movie, I was like, this movie has just balanced the most difficult job ever, because I feel like there's a good mix in this movie of happy moments and sad moments. If any of the moments were more or less than each other, I think you'd either have a movie that was too happy or overly simple and kind of stupid, or you'd have misery porn, and basically you're trashing, you're just pulling this girl through the mud for no reason, or it's just just feel sad for me kind of movie.
Yeah.
I'd say the movie, in my eyes, does a fantastic job of balancing the good with the bad moments. There's as soon as it begins, yeah, I mean, I love how it begins with Pinky dying, right? You don't even know who this person is yet, and you think and it's kind of played up. I think it's played up for a laugh at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that.
It reminds me of the frog scene from Shrek the Third. I'm so sorry. Shrek the Third is such a shit movie, but that's the thing I can compare it to. Is that? Do you remember in Shrek the Third with the frog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, except it's not like that, but it just reminds me of that.
Keep talking. I need to go check my dogs.
Yeah, okay. That bit's played for laughs, but obviously as the story goes on and you actually know this character and you get to the end, and it replays that part after the Alzheimer's section of the movie, you get that scene is recontextualized and made sad, and I feel like a lot of these moments are so sad because the happy moments are so happy. I love how Gracie's upbringing, even though it is that the family doesn't have much and the mother's died, the father is not, I feel like in a lot of films with people with bad childhoods, the dad's just automatically bad. And I'm not saying this is an automatically good bit or anything like that. I'm just saying I think it helps the film so much that there's so many, well, it's not so many happy moments that it makes it like a fully happy movie, but it's like there's enough of them where it's like it pulls you along, and you want certain characters to be safe and succeed, rather than feel nothing for them. I feel like a lot of movies don't have enough guts to sort of have too many scenes where where characters are at their lowest end, or I don't think they go far. Sometimes the film can easily just not go far enough in having you feel anything for a character. With Memoir of a Snail, Grace has probably one of the most shittiest lives ever. But there's always something, and I feel like I could say that about a lot of these characters, there's always something keeping her going. And I find that one of the most poignant parts of the film. I'd say this is a type of film where certain bits will relate to certain people the most. Like, even though this movie is highly exaggerated, it still deals with lots of grounded stuff, like cults, people with fetishes and abuse, and I also feel amazed. I also feel amazed that a film is able to point these things out in a story where it actually helps the story. When it comes, a lot of films I don't think would ever care to mention anything. Just go for the safe route of to have you feel bad for a character this hard. But I think there's like sayings like what I'm trying to think of where when something like, when something's gone, the good moments were too good or something. I'm sorry, my brain's melted, but I'd say one thing that's interesting is I'd actually I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I think this is one of the few films that I'd actually give. I'm surprised there's a. Well, no, I'm not surprised. I would give like an 18 rating to. I don't think it'd be good to show this to someone who hasn't experienced or.
Oh, wow, he's still going.
Yeah, I'm still. Why did you want me to stop? You said keep going.
No, keep going.
Okay. I'm talking about the age rating bit because I think I told you about this, but
oh yeah,
it'd be interesting to get your thoughts on this section. But like,
I didn't expect a graphic. It was going to be with
Yes. Yeah. Again, I'm on names for I've seen so many times. Gilbert. Yeah, Gilbert scene. I think that's incredible. I mean, the way it starts, like they tell, like literally straight up tell Grace that he's died, which in any other movie would be like, and in this movie, as on my first watch, I was like, oh really? Okay, that feels a bit, anticlimactic and a bit soulless, right? But then when you see it happen in the way that it does, you're brought right. You just basically you just get the full weight of the situation via the context and also via the narration being, from a perspective of someone who's like, well, we're just kind of letting the devil out, These movies are like built to help people feel empathy for like normal people, because I feel like Memoir of a Snail with Gracie, Mary and Max with Mary and Max, and Harvey Crumpet. I feel like a lot of these people are just people you could just meet on the street, or just walk amongst you. You've no idea of their lives, In Memoir of a Snail, you just got a girl with a snail hat, I feel like these films are great at just helping you feel empathy for just anybody, Yeah. Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. But yeah, when it comes to the age rating thing, I would not show this to someone who's like below 18. I know it's a 15 here in the UK, but I think I wouldn't want people to be introduced to certain topics via this movie. But I'm glad they tackled it. I'd personally give this. I'm very usually I'm like, dude, these films are overly aged. Usually, I'm like, oh, why is this a 15? It's for like 12-year-olds. Even though, like Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd say, yeah.
But there's the F word in it.
Yeah, but I mean, who doesn't hear that from their dad? I mean, let's be honest, right? I'm joking, but I mean, I did go to a Deadpool and Wolverine showing where like a child cried and ran out, but I don't even know how they got there because usually studios are pretty strict when it comes to that, but I guess one slipped through the cracks.
I didn't get to see Joker, and I was 16. I could see it, but they were like, "No, I need to see your ID, mate."
Yeah. Well, that's a film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know it's animation and stuff, but I feel like this film hits way more harder when you've experienced even like a minuscule of what Grace is even going through. There's a lot of lines in the movie that hit so hard. There's like one that's I just wanted the earth to stop so that I could just get off. That one's just a highlight for me.
Oh yeah.
Incredible. Do you know as she's burning the certificates and the
the marriage certificate, yeah.
Yeah, because Ian and Norelle they're such, I know that kind of parent that I sometimes see. Do you know the ones where they're just not, they just stay away from their child's life, and they're just kind of like overly praise them, and they think everything's, you can just hand wave basically everything. I've seen that. I haven't experienced that obviously, but I've seen that, and I'm like,
oh, do you mean the parents who are like,
of Grace?
Were they nudists?
Yeah, the nudist. Yeah, the ones who go to the nudist beach and the nudist cruises. I feel.
Oh yeah, and they kind of just like ditch it, aren't they? I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. And they send it to like laugh classes and stuff, which I love that bit.
Yeah, and they don't show up to a first like animation thing at the end.
Yeah, because they're on the nudist cruise. They've moved out. It's just they're such neglectful parents, but that's like the opposite. And I love the how opposite Gilbert's parents are.
Oh yeah, like, where they're controlling.
Yes, it's the complete opposite. Like Gracie's has like hands-off parents, while Gilbert has hands-on to like a extreme degree. God, and it's I also ponder on this movie about if Gilbert and Grace lived in like a world where they were kind of nurtured normally. In the movie they display a lot of skills that like would definitely land them like, oh yeah, you could fit into like Gilbert's like terribly clever in the movie when he has like the pills to make him out like he's like when he gets baptized and he's like no, but like when he's about to be dumped in water and he like looks like he's being possessed with because he has tablets in his pockets when he like slips the pills out of the sandwich and stuff. No, yeah, with his mouth and whatever. And him wanting to be a street performer, he like blows the matches really well. It's like, oh, this, if he wanted to do this, he could actually do it. But the forces that be, just don't give a crap, about, I love the gags too, because even though this movie is quite sad, I think it's hilarious. Like,
yeah.
Do you know there's a bit at the beginning with the bus that makes me laugh every time. That but it makes me laugh, but it's such a sad scene at the same time. So I don't know how I feel, but it's when when Gilbert and Grace get taken like split apart. It's really sad, and like, but the bus has it has a sign saying, like it's got a thing saying bringing people together, which is obviously ironic because they're literally splitting two people apart.
Yeah.
But then their registration plate says, "Are you sad now?" or "Are you sad?" or something. It's like extremely cocky, but I really dig it. Like the movie, I feel like the movie's like incredibly self-aware, even though it's talking about these serious things. I don't think it gets carried away with its own self too, which helps it, I think, when you watch it. I love that. I like the, look an angel joke at the end. Not the end, but when Gilbert's, just about to die before he's, comes back at the end. I love that. Do you know when he's like being like, he goes into the jumps into the apples thing when they're about to grab him, and then the other kid's like, "Oh, look, an angel." It's a bird. I love that so much. That makes me laugh every time, even in such a stressful scene. it being over the top. I mean, I saw a comment on Letterboxd saying like, "Oh, this kind of thing needs to be handled with care. You can't just joke about this. No, it can't just like, it's just this is just like you got to handle the subject with care. You can't just show it so traumatically." But I think you probably should, because this cult is like not good at all. And it feels like they're building it, even though you don't see it coming. Because I mean, personally, I didn't, because I don't want to see it coming. Gilbert dying, she doesn't, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. When when that scene happens, it's like we're just, it's kind of just putting that kind of attitude and group on display. I feel like that's what the movie kind of does sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, these cults are bad news, and they do exist, with the magnets and just all this stuff.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
They can be worse, but in this movie, they just don't give a crap,
Bro, you see them on social media anyways.
Yeah.
Under everything.
I don't want to compare these people with a cult or this type of thing, but I just want to shout out a really funny Instagram account I found called Pastors with Props. I've been telling everyone about this, whoever I meet.
Okay.
I'm just mentioning it here. It's so funny. The profile picture is like a ladder, which makes sense.
Okay.
I just really love that account. I keep scrolling. I can't stop. I love the color palette of the movie. Apparently, greens and blues were banned from the color palette, and
they were banned.
Yeah, no blues or greens. Yeah, Adam Elliott says the ugly colors. Don't use them.
Huh.
He would rather make movies in black and white, but I'm glad this one isn't, because I think the color palette's warm and it feels old.
Oh yeah.
But also like you're just there in that world. I don't know. It's just a really good color palette, but it's not distracting. It's not like something entirely different. Like, I don't know. It's just awesome. The visuals are like on point. It's a 10 out of 10 visuals for me. I mean, I give the entire movie a 10 out of 10, but I'd say the visuals, they're impossibly good. And stop motion's awesome, but to see one that strives to not use CG or anything like that, I'm not saying that's bad. But for example, like the new Wallace and Gromit use CG for like water physics or something, which do look impressive, but there is something to be said about a movie where like everything's practical. Even in composite, where you like animate it beforehand and then you add it, I still think there's something incredibly tactile, and that's what I love. That's what I look for sometimes in the film. It's like tactileness. I don't think you see anything that tactile sometimes. Like Oppenheimer is like all practical, which does make it's not a surprise since it's a biopic about a dude and bombs and stuff. But I one thing I love about that movie is that it feels like this movie where it's like I feel like I can reach my hand in. It's very tactile. I don't know. With you know what? Let's jump to the end, because I do want to mention.
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Sorry for the dogs, man.
It's okay. It's fine. The dogs.
We said we're going to the end, didn't we?
Yeah, just to discuss it because it's just on my mind right now. And
Alright.
with the end, originally when I first watched this movie, I actually thought the ending was pretty cheap. Not like
Really?
like I didn't think like, dude, this thing's just the worst. No, I was like, like bringing Gilbert back, whatever. But like 2 weeks later, and by the way, this is when it was in the festival, so I couldn't just watch it after. I thought about the movie again, and I was like, no, no, I would never wish that Gilbert didn't come back ever. I think that's perfect. And I feel like I feel for these characters to an extreme extent, which I think is just the movie's biggest accomplishment. It's like I don't want things to happen. Like throughout the movie, when Ken's revealed to be this fetish guy, I knew when I first saw him, I was like, this is bad news. But then as it went, I was like, I hope Ken's just a good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope he's some good guy, and then he just isn't. And I'm like, ugh. But it's not just that simple, because in the film,
Yeah, he's not just like a stereotypical like bad guy. He's still like trying to be nice to her and stuff like that.
basically, from what I gather, he is like a nice guy. He's normal, but that fetish just gets in the way. Which I think is just I think that's one of the unfortunate things of life is some people literally can't run away from the shit.
Yeah.
I think to like pedophiles, not to make this on a really dark tangent for a dark from a dark movie, but it's so unfortunate that people live out there with that kind of disgusting kind of fucking want from some disturbing, like, you know what I mean, like how fetishes can just grow from just a stupid anything. And obviously with Ken, he had a fetish that you should probably not fucking carry out into real life, because that's just abuse, no matter how you slice it, really. But you do feel like Ken's like a genuine, like was genuine about his love. Even at the end when he gets kicked out, he looks so sad. Like you said, not a stereotypical villain, and I think that's an accomplishment by the film too, because it's not. It talks about a lot of these things with, I think, a lot of sincereness, and like I think the Adam Elliott writing it definitely has. He basically, a world is being built that feels kind of real. But back to going to the end. On that note, is like when Gilbert dies, it's like I don't, you just wish that never happened. And then when he comes back, it makes it even more rich. Every time I watch it, I feel extremely happy.
Yeah.
And I feel like the film. Yeah, I mean Gilbert coming back. I mean, you didn't say anything after the movie, so like. It wasn't really. What did you think of the reveal? How do you think the reveal was done?
I don't know. I didn't expect him to come back. I was kind of expecting like, oh, you have to keep on pushing and moving on, and it just like, I was expecting like after that scene of her just showing her animation to like cut to her like being really famous and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I think that's the best bit about the movie for me. The best bit is like everything was believable. Like when Gilbert says he's gonna eat when he's dead. By that time, loads of this movie has a growing pile of body count, and you're like, wow, okay, Gilbert's like actually dead. Like when you watch it, you don't think for a minute that he's like actually gonna come back. In any other movie, you'd probably think he'd come back. Any other movie, but he doesn't. I mean, my favorite scene in the film is when Grace is about to commit suicide, because that's like my same point. It goes along with my same point. When I first watched it, I believed she'd do it. I believe the movie was gonna finish right there. I was like, well, this is how it finishes. Just usual indie film stuff. Please don't die, right? And then the snail shows her the where the potatoes thing. I find that scene really good because like how she like the memories of throughout the film coming back for after she's just told the entire story of her life to a snail, it's all coming back to her, all this trauma, all this rubbish, and like she when she has no one in that moment, I genuinely was like, well, she literally has nothing. Like I'm not surprised she's like wanted to just end it at this point. It's just an awesome scene, and awesome in like a powerful way. And it's so
Yeah.
I was so like in it, and it seems surprising to be like, it seems a bit weird to be like, yo, I can't believe I believed this, but like every other film that comes out, it's so hard to believe that anything actually will happen, even when but in this film, already things shocking have happened. Like I think when the father dies, Percy, that's so horrible. Do you know when they clap?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that bit is so awful. Like I didn't expect that either when I watched the first. I didn't expect him to die, even after they set up the clapping thing. I didn't expect it. So this film is just, I don't know. For me, I think the film accomplishes everything it sets out to do, plus more. I think its message of because I know I've talked a lot about this, and I haven't even hit its like main saying or whatever. What's it? What's it? Yeah, life's not all about looking backwards. It's about moving forwards. Snails never go back on their trails. I mean, that's an incredible line. It's not even from... I mean, the snail part is from the movie, but that other line is not from the movie. But even so, it just adds so much, and it makes so much sense for that to be the focus of the movie. And Grace, after everything she's gone through, hangs on for a little bit more of her life. Just hangs on to it. And Gilbert comes back. She's ultimately rewarded. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I dig it.
Yeah, moving forward and stuff like that. Like, imagine if she went back to her husband or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, if she, like, just stayed with him without a problem. Because, like, yeah, that's another one thing. Like, she actually does have the power to control herself. Like, she does stand up to Ken. One of the few bits of the film before her revelation is, like, before the potatoes part, is, like, usually she's, like, a product of, like, all of her trauma and stuff with the hoarding.
Yeah.
One of the things the director said, my biggest inspiration was, like, he was going through his dad's stuff after he died, and he was just so annoyed that he had so much stuff. And then he just started doing research on hoarders, and he was found that most people hoard because of well, not most, but a lot of people hoard because of trauma that they've had in their lives. And I think that's like, wow, hoarding is such a usual thing. Like, and you see it in the news, you see it like online, and it's like deep, like just absolutely clowned on. You just see these people with awful houses, and all the news can do is kind of get you to stare and gawk at it.
So they keep all this stuff like to like memorize stuff, or
I think it's comfort. It's like a
comfort.
Yeah, like a coping mechanism.
Huh.
So like, I mean, again, I can't. It's this film. I think Adam Elliott's films make such a good like showcase of why you can't just judge people right away. Like, anything could be going on in someone's life. Like hoarding. I mean, there's so much research on hoarding. I remember in psychology when I was learning about that, there was like a bit on hoarders. It wasn't very long, but I remember there was something where not being able to let go of stuff is like comes from a pretty dark place sometimes. Not saying for all cases, but I don't see many films about hoarders. I don't know. I couldn't name one from the top of my head that wasn't this film. Not that there has to be. I think this is the ultimate Do you know what? It makes me want to get rid of stuff. You know what I mean? This film also makes me want to get rid of stuff. This film was very inspiring to me. After the movie, I feel like I could do anything. I just want to go back to script writing. I think this film...
Yeah.
Like, I hear a lot of people say, this film just makes me feel so sad. But, like, for me, after everything, with such a enriching, happy ending, I feel like I just want to do everything that's productive in life. I feel like I just want to do everything. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't really relate to the hoarding stuff that much. I don't really get it, to be honest. But
I couldn't either. But, you know, I've been lucky to not go through, you know, any level of what Grace or a hoarder with loads of trauma would go through. Like, you know, there are, you know, and even so, there are, you know, bits in Grace's life. I mean, that, you know, you listen to and you're like, God. I mean, for me, like, oh God, I get that. You know, I feel like the bit that you know, this is getting a bit personal, but I think the bit that I relate to most is her describing herself as like someone who doesn't even exist. Someone's like disappearing. That definitely, I felt like that in sixth form, ultimately. And like, you know, this film like comes out while I'm in uni, right after the sixth form stuff, and I'm just like, you know, and after I like watched this movie loads of times, I'm like, this is literally how I felt. Everything she says, you know, the imagery of her, you know, just fading away in the library and stuff, literally, you know, there's just microcosms of stuff that she says and what she goes experiencing that feel really real. Yeah, no, I just love it. It's incredible, but it ends so good. You know, it doesn't end on a depressing thing. If it ended with Gilbert being still dead, the movie would probably be a bit either, you know, campy. You know, maybe she like gets a good life that has nothing to do with what happened in the story. Like you said, like just automatically becomes an amazing animator. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that would be too corny. But you know, Gilbert coming back is like, well, this is literally just all of the themes of the film coming together like a car crash between like 10 cars, and it comes out with a shining star. That was a terrible analogy, but I'm going to keep it. I'd say that the rest of the stuff I can say about the film is I've looked up, I have the Blu-ray, and I have looked at all the special features. One of the things that the Blu-ray includes, the bonus Blu-ray of the case I got, is the entire animatic for the movie. So before the movie's like going to be animated, which is like, you know, in a process you just can't stop once you start. There is a panel by panel animatics, which is basically like a whole like map of the entire film, right? With temporary voices in it. So included in the Blu-ray is the full length of the animatic, which is fully hand drawn and voiced by both the director. The director voices loads of people, and I think a woman takes place for Grace. And basically, my point with mentioning this is that you usually don't get stuff that like that raw from films nowadays, from behind the scenes stuff, and you get a lot of a lot of stuff that changed from before the final film. So like, Ken was originally meant to be Japanese. Yeah, Ken. Which makes sense because in the film he's into kintsugi. Do you remember that, the thing where the bowl?
Oh yeah.
When the bowl smashes and, you know, fix it. Which, but that's another. There's so many amazing metaphors in this film. Just absolutely amazing. You know, so many. But like originally he was meant to be Japanese. I mean, I understand why they dropped it, because I think what we got is way better. You know, in some sense. And also, I don't know. What's it? Yeah, I think it was Japanese because they wanted a reason for the character of Ken not to have not to be able to like produce sperm.
What is like? Is that like a thing with Japanese people? It's like common.
It's because it was after the bomb.
Oh yeah, because it's set Oh, I get that. All right.
Changed it in the film to Ken the microwave repairman.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, that's actually kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah. See, that's what that's why the animatic. I'm just mentioning it because that's how awesome that is to have basically like a just basically what the film would originally be.
They kind of like toned him down, like by a lot, and just had the microwave thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think it's way cooler. I think, and just the design of him is way more funnier than the Japanese guy. You know, with him, he basically looks like some like I don't know. He looks like some really old fashioned porn star who just wears normal clothes to me. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
Or just some like, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, but there's stuff like that. There's scenes like, do you know when Gilbert's writing the letter and then he burns eyes next to that scarred smile and it makes a sad face? I think before he was, I'm gonna get this wrong, but I think he was gonna cut himself or something. I forgot. But I'm probably wrong about that. I will correct in the description, I think. Oh, now that I said it, I have to. But I will correct in the description for that one. And it's not really well known that this animatic was in the Blu-ray. It was never advertised. It's just there, the full thing. And I find it deeply, also both funny, but also, because the director's like, basically like voicing everyone. So it's the same voice for a lot of people, and also music that's unfinished. There's a lot of tracks and themes that were made for the movie that weren't in the actual final thing. So that's the end of that mention, because I can't, it's hard to get examples and stuff, but that's just something I want to shout out. Incredible bonus feature. I think the movie's perfect, and I dig it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as connected to the film as you are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean,
I don't think I just.
Seen it.
Yeah.
That is one factor, but it's fine not to like it as much as me, but I mean, I think there's obvious bits that I think anyone can. I think everyone, even the people who hate the movie, all say that the animation's like really good, like really.
Yeah.
Good. It's adorable, but also nice. That's a universal element. I like a lot of the reviews on Google who say I took my kids to this, because in America you could just take your kids to R-rated movies and they were like, I took my kids to this. This is not a kids movie. It should be, because the animation's cute, but it's not.
I mean, it did catch me off guard. I didn't expect like half that stuff to happen.
Yeah, I didn't actually say anything to you.
Yeah, I was.
I usually like to go in blind for anything, but I do have to like acknowledge that some people do get triggered by things. So, I can't just do that all the time. But like every time I mention it to someone, I do have to remember. Yeah, it's sad. I have to mention it's sad. It's a sad movie. If you don't like sad movies, you might not like this. But it does have an happy end. So overall, do you have anything else like any final conclusion?
Well,
or is that it?
Do you have any favourite characters?
Me, I think my favourite character is just Grace.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the dad. I thought Dad was fun.
So wholesome.
Yeah.
Those scenes are so heartwarming. When like.
And when they call back to like, so I completely forgot about like the spreading of the ashes on that roller coaster, and they call back to it at the end. I thought that's cool.
It makes my heart swell.
Yeah.
It's so heartwarming. That's like matches some of like the most heartwarming like Disney moments. In like the 90s. Do you know what I mean? Like what people describe, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so cool. People complain about modern movies all the time and modern animation. Where are you with this movie? Why aren't you watching it? To those people, where are you?
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh, all the films are trilogies these days." Go watch a film that is in the trilogy then, because I see plenty of them.
Sinners came
around,
and I need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's good. I didn't expect it to be good, but apparently it's good, so I need to see it. Oh, Thunderbolts is coming out.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. I saw behind the scenes thing of like Florence Pugh jumping off a building with a cameraman.
Okay, is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay. Yeah. We can see that because it's just easy to watch. Sometime.
Oh yeah, but it's the next movie we're doing? Is it Minecraft movie?
No, we're not doing Minecraft. Not on. We'll do. Oh. No. We'll have a Minecraft movie conversation because we're that is just too big for a movie. We're doing that as a Patreon exclusive. I'm so annoying.
Hell yeah.
I'm so annoying, but we will do it. So the Patreon will be up and running at the same time as this goes live, and it will be in the description.
Are you like happy that you saw it before, like the whole trend of like throwing popcorn came around?
Well, I think the trend. Well, the trend already kind of got kickstarted before the movie came out. I know. But like
we came in on like opening day, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. It was the
so now those clips are like people from popcorn were out then. So ours was kind of tame. That's mainly because there's like, I'd say like 10 other people in the place.
I'd say if we went to maybe the like a Odeon, Manchester midnight, then absolutely it would happen. But that's for another time.
I kind of want, man. I always like it when like.
Yeah.
You might disagree with me, but I like it when like audiences react to stuff in films. I don't know why.
I like it when it's called for, like in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like that movie that's built for it. Like, that movie without the cheering actually does feel a bit empty. Like
yeah, but it was also like that with Across the Spider-Verse, or was it Into the Spider-Verse?
I would say Across the Spider-Verse is good on its own. I don't think it. I was glad that it didn't like pause for on applause for everything in the movie.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I had a good experience with that because the audience was pretty good with that film, anyways.
Yeah. What with Across the Spider-Verse, or No Way Home?
It's Across the Spider-Verse, like the second film.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That was a calm audience until it said to be continued.
Yeah, and then I heard some 40-year-old Brexit man say, "Whoa!"
People said, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" In a kids movie screening. Not that it matters. I don't think anybody cared, but what? I knew it beforehand, but they just didn't advertise it, so I'm not surprised nobody really knew. Just like Wicked. We brought it.
Yeah, fun film.
We brought it back. Yeah, Memoir of Snail's an awesome film. I love it. I wish more people saw it. Too late now, but go check it out. And then if you got to this point and you didn't see the movie, well, you're an idiot. But also, still go check it out because we did talk about it like out of order.
Yeah.
I think that's the end of the discussion. Yeah. Or.
Yeah, that can be the end.
Yeah. Nice. Cool stuff. So yeah, if you got to this point and you like what we're doing here already, before we've even improved, go to the Patreon. We have the pilot where we talked about Harvey Crumpet and that EP. I forgot the name of it.
Tearing the Fabric of Life by Knocked Loose.
Boom. We good, right? We talked about both of those for our pilot. It was just a bit technically inferior.
Yeah.
So that's why it's there. And it'll include an uncut version of this. There was nothing important that was uncut though. I don't know. I'll still include it uncut. You know what? I'm gonna include it uncut. But to anybody who's mad at that, it's not that important. When whatever. Anyway, that's it.
See ya.
See ya. That's the end of the podcast. That's where I end it.